Hey, what's up, everyone? We're working on Tom Fowler's X-Men piece today. So strap in. Let me get my my whole thing situated here. I gotta get my whole thing. Apparently, Erica couldn't wait 30 seconds, so she is not here. RIP. That's not true. I'm sure she's still here. I hope she's still here. I hope that was a joke. We are floating above mountains. We've become wonderful. You just need attention. I don't know what my green screen's doing right now. Are you guys seeing that? It's like flickering. The nanites aren't working as well. I don't know what that's about. Is it like a focus thing? Oh my god. This whole stream's a disaster. Wrap it up. It's a disaster. You know what it is? I changed things with my green screen. Oh my god. I have no we might have to can the green screen. It's super distracting. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, thanks for streaming. It was worth it. Yeah, demons. Yeah, I have no idea why did it stop? It looks like it stopped. Weird. Weird. Yo, what's up, boys? Yeah, I was working on trying to get the not the green screen, trying to get the camera a little clearer, and like tweaked a bunch of settings, and like it looked like it kept like switching focus or like changing the color for some reason. That was really odd. It's not doing it anymore. Yeah, we're worried about the predator. That's what's going on. Before we get into it, guys, Cave Carson, it's out on stands. You know it. I know it. But we got to say it. Cave Carson, pick it up. Number 2, out on stands. And like I said before, MegaCon. I'm bringing cool shit with me to MegaCon. You want to come to MegaCon. Pick up a Rick and Morty hardcover. Get it signed. I'm only bringing 2. So, you know, come early, come quick. You had this issue when the lighting changed? The hex value of the color in the chroma. Huh. It's had its caffeine now. It's still flickering. We might just like turn it off. I'm using a different, it's like a literal different green screen too. Like the fabric is different. Maybe it's slightly a different color. We're gonna try to change it on the fly. Oh my god. What's happened to me? What? This is wrong. This is all wrong. Guys, we're going to peek behind the curtain right now. You're officially behind the curtain. It was a green screen the whole time. Yeah. This stream is a disaster. We're like minutes in, and this is a disaster. I was a weatherman the whole time. Yeah, I'm gonna be at MegaCon. That's Memorial Day weekend. We're gonna work on this Tom Fowler piece. I don't know if there's any other business of the day before we just totally tank this whole stream. I don't know. All right. Let's jump into it. I gotta shrink me a little bit so you can actually see what we're doing here. We're gonna fix this green screen stuff a little bit later. Okay, first order of business. Is Storm 2 blue? Now that we have fresh eyes, clear hearts, is she too blue? I don't think so. but I still kind of can't tell. There's like something about her that like isn't quite sitting well with me. She doesn't look sad. No, she does not look sad. Like, I kind of wish that the low value was, like, a little more purple in her skin tone. Maybe. But it might not matter. So, we're going to try to put in core shadows for all these characters. And I'm going to briefly go over what I think that should look like. So, alright. We have these, like, core characters, and they're... we're just going to use like a gray. So like we have like basically two different sides of Storm. And now if we were going to do this like any other, like if we were going to realistically light it, it would be like, you know, straight down, like top lit, everything up here, the lightning, all that lightning would just light everything down. But oh, look, it's the smoke puff. Don't you start. Don't you start. But, so, yeah, we would normally realistically light it like that. But I kind of want to do something that is... give me a moment here. Get my bearings after that green screen fiasco. So, hello. So, yeah, normally we would light everything just like blue light, not yellow light. Blue light, straight down. Everything would be like lit, you know, like highlight on the top, done deal, you know. Normally it would be like that, but I kind of want to play with like, maybe it's the webcams. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Like the colors of the cam were flickering, which is a weird thing, because like I was fine in the green screen sometimes. I gotta look into it. You see, yeah, you see it. You're watching them flicker right before your eyes. I don't know why that's doing that. Man, this is gonna drive me nuts. We might just, there we go. You're not gonna get to look at me. I am a disembodied voice now. Yeah, now it's flashing yellow. That means we have to slow down. It turns out messing with the plug it in. Yeah. Plug it back in. Don't look at me. Yeah. We're in all of this area. Literally don't look at me. All right. Guys, we have very serious comics to do. Please. Okay, so we have like the light source that's like casting down. And like realistically, like all the lightning up here, all of it would be like, yeah, it's probably an autofocus color correct setting. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with it later. I don't want to spend the time now doing it. Can't look at me? No, there's no can't look at me. So normally, like we just do straight down, but I kind of want to make Storm's light source here in the hand like the big deal, like this thing right here. So I also want to do like, I want to put the characters, I want to make them separate from Storm. So we don't want to do like how we did Storm. Here we can do a dot for Storm and dots for both sides of Storm. How we kind of did Storm was like, all right, we're gonna light her like this, like she's lit like that, you know. And then how we're gonna do the other characters are gonna be like kind of like rim light to the side, like this. And then I only have one of 3 emotes used. Do I have 3? I think that I only have 1, but I can check. If I have 2 more emotes, I'm gonna use them. we'll use them. So I kind of want to like, rim light the thing, and then do like yellow light, kind of like bounced up from the ground, like this. Yeah, we'll use those. The starring girl would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna kind of like, this is gonna be our mindset. So when we go in and start to put in these shadows and highlights, like I'm basically gonna leave like the entire sides of them dark. Like when we go in with Storm, for example. So Tom did us a favor in leaving a lot of the line art like kind of open. We're gonna like kind of roll with what he's got. It's Local Joe mode time. Yeah. Like Kitty Pryde's kind of got some hard light sources on her that we're gonna have to like try to navigate around. But it kind of looks like everybody else is going to be able to jive with what we're doing. So if you look, like we want to add like shadows on like kind of the right, like here. Like this is where I want the thickest shadows, and then they kind of like thin out. So we're going to try to keep that in mind. And then we're going to go in and like add the blue secondary light source with the pencil. Thank you for the host, Nimish. So yeah, let's just get into it. I guess Storm is blue enough, and we're gonna try to do the best job we can, of like incorporating her into the rest of the piece. So how are we gonna light everything? So we want like kind of the lighting to be like this way. So let's do that. Okay, guys, here's how to light a face. You just do it. I keep looking at the camera like a madman. I can't stop. Yeah, so I was talking to another colorist a while ago about how I feel like this is something that that I feel like, you know, lighting a face is something that like everybody can do. And she was like, that's definitely not something that everybody can do. We're gonna be like kind of like we're gonna be like, okay, fast and loose with these rules that I set up, because we still want the shadows and everything to make sense. We're basically adhering to what Tom put down when he put down like intense shadows. Like if I'm reading something like, you know, we want to make the light source like this, like arrowed up, but if he's putting like shadow here, like we got to get rid of that, you know, like there's only so many places we can kind of like bend what we're doing. And we kind of have to just make everything work. It's a weird dance. Like we'll do like a little under the lip, because like that's what people normally have, because we don't want the faces to look like alien, you know. Let's cast a shadow with the nose like that. Maybe like a little bit up there. All right. It's starting to look good. And we're going to do, man, this is going to be a stream. We're going to do basically one cut on everybody in the background on this whole piece. And then we're going to see how much time we have left, because this is going to be like a long road. So how are all of you? We kind of like went off last stream about like a million things, and now I'm kind of like speechless. Especially because you guys can't see me losing my mind. So I guess if we have, I mean, alien, mutant, same kind of thing, yeah. So I guess we have 2 more slots available for emotes. We gotta make some more emotes, huh? What kind of emotes do you guys want? Do you want me to just like, you want to just like leave it to my discretion? I mean, that's a dangerous thing. Anybody in the sketchbook challenge would say that. Like when I start making things on my own, it starts to get weird. I don't know. But if you want a particular emote, if you guys are looking for a particular emote, we can certainly do that. I know, like, I kind of want to do a Local Joe emote, but like, this is the thing. So the Local Joe emote is like kind of like a niche joke from one stream, something weird. That girl on Discord, Chaz. Thank you for the subscription, man. You followed 2 days ago. You subscribed today. You're killing it. Killing it. Thank you very much. The best emotes are the ones you can use. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if, like, let me be completely honest with you, dear viewer. And I know you can't see me, so maybe you're a radio listener at this point. I don't know. I don't know how to navigate this new media. The Don't Look at Me emote was made very hastily. I was like, oh shit, I need an emote. Oh no, what are we gonna do? This is fine. This is fine. We're fine. So, yeah, I'll look into putting some, maybe a little bit of effort. Maybe we'll get rid of the Don't Look at Me. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So God of War came out. So since God of War is out now, I'm gonna do the logical thing and stream some Jessica Fletcher murder mystery games. and not stream God of War. Tier 2, don't come after me. Oh man, that would be good. Don't look at me, don't come after me. Oh, is that what it is? It's like a tier sub, like that's what I got going on. I don't have like 3 different slots. I have like 3 different tiered subs. See, so yeah, so we can definitely do different tier subs if you guys want to do that. It makes me like, so yeah, I only have tier 1 now. So here's the thing. Tier 1 subs get you everything that they want to get you. Like everything that I'm selling, tier 1 subs sell to you. The portfolio review, the you know, putting in suggestions for the stream, like all that stuff. Like you get all that with tier 1. So you don't really have to do tier 2, but I understand if you like, you're like, hey, I love the stream and I want to support it. But like, you could just as easily just like donate, either bits or with the donation link below. Like, I don't know. It's like, I feel weird being like if you want this emote, you got to go 3rd tier it's, I don't know. This is like what I was saying the other day where like I'm uncomfortable with praise. I feel uncomfortable like making you subscribe with more money in a monthly capacity. I don't know. Don't feel weird. Yeah. It's only an option. Yeah. I just, you know, I'm painfully aware of like, you know, I want you guys to like get something out of what you are putting in financially, you know? So I just see myself as like, okay, I'm going to do these tier 3 subscriptions, and then like somebody's going to subscribe with tier 3 and I'm going to be like, oh shit, I have a tier 3 subscriber. That means I really got to like do some extra stuff. And then I'm going to be like panicked trying to do some extra stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I know myself, and I know that I'm going to be like, oh fuck, we got to do some extra stuff. Oh fuck, what is it going to be? I don't know. I have no ideas. I got to come up with something fast, you know? That's the you know, the same simile that I had before about me drawing of a man who's started to trip and then starts to fall but hasn't fallen yet, but it's like gaining momentum and speed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting on, yeah, I am that kind of, yeah, I am putting that on myself. I am that kind of person. Like, I actually, we can talk about this a little bit. So there's like a weird thing that happens with art where, and I don't know if this happens to you guys at home, but like, I thought this would go away as I made more and more art, but like, so I started Nightwing just recently. Number 44 is going to be my first issue. I think they're on 42 or 43 now. Nightwing means a lot to me. Nightwing, like, I got into comics through Batman the Animated Series, and when they switched from kind of like design styles and they made Nightwing, they're on 43 right now. Yeah. So I'm on the next one. I'm on deck. So when they made Nightwing kind of like come into his own and like leave the Robin mantle behind on that show, I was like, well, I appreciate that, Nimish. See you, Erica. I was like, you know, all about it. I was on board, and I was like a young man at the time when I was like watching these episodes when they were coming out. So like I had like a lot of the same in like feelings of Nightwing of just like, I just want to get on my own, you know, like I just want to go, you know. And so like, yeah, I bought a Nightwing shirt. I started buying Nightwing comics. Like I was like all about. So and then like Nightwing also kind of like segued me into they always love showing Nightwing's ass in the comics. Yeah. He is dude, in the script we actually put in some shirtless scenes because quote unquote Nightwing has a reputation. He didn't have a reputation back when I was like getting into him. But yeah, he's got a reputation now. It's part of the character. Characters grow and change. So what I was saying was is that like, you know, Nightwing also like segued me into like the larger Bat family. Like I was really only subscribed to like Batman, and I really didn't understand like what the point of Nightwing is. I'm trying to figure out this Colossus. Like I really didn't get it. I was like, he's just like sub-tier Batman. And then I was like, oh, he's not. He has like all these other things going on. Like he's his own character. Like the show made me kind of get it in a way where I didn't before. And then like it kind of like opened up like what Batman is in addition to like, you know, all the other characters that are in the Bat family. And then that opened me up to like Cassandra Cain and Spoiler and like all that stuff. Man, those comics were great. So at any rate, I think Chuck Dixon was writing Nightwing at the time. So all of that to preface that like I am a big Nightwing fan. Like I really just like I have a lot of love for the character. And when they were like, hey, you want to work on Nightwing? I was like, fuck yes, I'm in. Yeah, Bat Family's huge cross contour. Yeah. He's like the worst loner in existence. but I kind of like that. You know, it became like part of his character that he's like building his own family after his family is like destroyed. Um, it's like it's a neat thing. So so yeah, my point in all of this, beyond expressing my love for Nightwing and Batman in general, is that they asked me to be on Nightwing, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go, let's be on Nightwing. And then Red Hood is your favorite. I don't actually know that much about Red Hood because like I got caught up like making comics, and I stopped reading like when Red Hood kind of got like introduced, and then I wasn't sure what books he was in, and I should go back and like check out like best of Red Hood. I'm sure there's a list out there somewhere. So they gave me the first Nightwing pages, and I was like, I have to rock these. They have to be amazing. Like, I have to make a statement with these. You know, like we gotta be like on our A game, and it made me so intensely nervous, like so that I would like finish a page, and then I would like be like, okay, I gotta start the next page, and be like, I gotta get a snack first. Okay, let's walk the dog. All right. Now I'm gonna find another thing to do instead of this page. Like, I almost to the point of like being crippled. Like, I was like, I can't like I like put the pressure on myself. And that's what we were talking about with the tiers, is that like if you guys subscribe at like tier 2 or tier 3, which you shouldn't feel guilty about, like, you know, that's your own choice. But like, I know that me personally, like, I am the kind of person who puts a lot of pressure on myself. And I thought that, and I used to do this a lot, like the first Marvel book I got was it was a Fool Killer. It was a Marvel Max series, Fool Killer with Paul Azaceta, and drawn by Paul Azaceta. I don't know who it was written by, which I feel bad about in the moment, but this was a long time ago. And I remember feeling like immense pressure to like, you know, really like not only, you know, do a good job, but also to like change the game almost. Like I wanted to like leave such a distinct impression that it was like, you know, so weird and awesome and cool that like, you know, it was like uniquely me. And so I did a lot of stuff on that book that I haven't done since, and that like I don't think worked in every situation. And like I was getting so caught up in like what I think I should do that I didn't just like sit down and do the work. It was really tough for me, and it was a learning experience. And I think I don't know if you guys do that, where you put pressure on yourself to succeed, and then like you do worse work because of the pressure. That did not happen with Nightwing. Thankfully now I can realize when it's happening, take a breath, and be like, okay, like they hired me because they want me. You know, I'm not going to try to like, let's just like do the best job we can do and like move on. Try to get the pressure off. Like mentally, I've like had some like coping mechanisms that I've developed over the years to like kind of clear my head and get right, you know? But man, I don't think that's like, I used to think that when I was like starting my career that I'd be like, oh, like that feeling will go away. Like once I get some more experience, and it does to a degree. Yeah, cross contour. That's pretty much how it was. No, I mean, I'm not doing it like so I've been with experience, I've kind of like created like I don't sweat like individual highlights and like, you know, palettes and stuff like that. Now I'm sweating things like, okay, what does the color have to say in this issue? What is the significance of color in this issue? How are we going to, if the character is going to arc, oh God, Chess, oh God. If the character is going to arc within the issue, is the color going to arc with him? Like, is he, as he changes, how is the color going to change with him? If the villain pops up, does the villain change the atmosphere of the room? If it does, like, how do I echo that in the color? You know, like, I start like going down that rabbit hole of like things that don't have like a necessarily right answer, but require a ton of thought. And then like once I go down that rabbit hole, it's like I start to become paralyzed and thinking that like overthinking it. I don't know if you guys could tell by this long rambling story that I am an overthinker. So yeah, I've developed ways to like get around that stuff now. And I think with experience of trying to do like answer these questions about color, I'll stop sweating these questions about color, you know? But that's the thing is like, I think that as you grow as an artist, and you like, you know, sweat these details, like that never really goes away. Like that nervousness never really goes away. Like it can rear its head when you least expect it. It's like, so I've been to like a lot of Comic Cons, and especially when I was starting out, I was going to Comic Cons just like attending, and I didn't have like a lot of print stuff under my name, but I would never really get nervous with other artists, even if I was like a little nervous to be there at the con. Like it was never like more so or crippling or anything like that. But with certain artists, it was like I met Paul Pope and was like a mess. I met Sam Keith and was like a mess. And it was because of these like, you know, I had built these people up in my mind from like when I was a kid, or like, you know, these comics that they made like shaped me. We were talking about the hashtag Comic Struck was floating around, so I picked out my books for that. And Heavy Liquid and the Max were definitely on there. At any rate, I feel like that nervousness is like the same nervousness of like, I just want things to go well. I want to make a good impression. I want, you know, this to be a cornerstone of like, you know, like you just want things to go right so bad that you like get in your own head. And I think that can happen in art. So I hope that you guys remember, if you feel like this is happening to you, if you're ever hired on a Marvel or DC project, you're doing your first like high profile thing, that to like my best advice, what I do is like take a breath and remember that you were hired because they wanted you, and you were hired because they saw something in you, in what you do in some capacity. When even if you don't, and this is important, even if you don't see it yourself, they hired you for a reason. Like I see a lot of people that get hired with Marvel and DC and any other company who I'm like, I kind of don't know, I like, it kind of like puzzles me at first, where I'm like, I don't know why you went with that person. That's kind of weird. But then that person grows over the course of a book or over the course of a career or whatever, and then they're like fire, and it's like, oh, I see, you were investing in that person. And like, And then like once I had a little retrospective with my own career, I saw that happening as well with people that I worked with regularly. Like they saw something in me that like they're like, oh, like Nick might not be great in this second, but he has like a spark of something that might be great later. And like, you know, so what I'm saying is like, don't get twisted around. Like, you guys, everything comes in time, and people see stuff in other people that, you know, you might not necessarily see. It's, just take a breath, do your best work. Oh man, that whole drama. Man, that whole drama like wasn't. I posted that in the Discord, and then I was like, we're talking about the Jimmy Palmiotti was like, I bought all these comics and I didn't like barely any of the colorists. Like, I think that's like drama in a way that's not real drama. I think that's drama in a way that's like, I don't know. Like he's just an older man using social media incorrectly more than anything else. Like he doesn't realize that it's like very public and, you know, like whatever. I don't know. Like I don't think he was thinking about long-term ramifications. He was just like, here's a tweet, send it out. And I mean, it has nothing to do with age. We've all done that. Like where it's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have tweeted that. So I don't know. I don't think Jimmy really hates colorists. I think that he just has, like anyone, a personal taste and likes what he likes, and yeah. All right, we gotta kind of like, so now that we're on the right side of Storm, her left, we kind of like. Nick, go off on people using social media wrong. Like not interacting with anyone and getting mad that no one knows you're there. Yeah. He did call me super talented, but that, dude, I felt like, okay, this also gives you insight into like my own brain, is that like he called me super talented after somebody else tagged me that I was a good colorist, and I was like, he's just saying that because somebody tagged me. Like, I am sure he did not like what I was doing. Like, it's this like weird voice in your head where it's like, I don't know, maybe every artist that like, you know, works hard has this, where they're like, I'm a fraud and they're all going to find out unless I get better. I don't know. This is like, I feel like this is kind of like dramatized. Like I'm talking about it in a way where I'm like, this is how I am every day, but it's really not. It's like, you know, small things every once in a while. Like Jimmy Palmiotti saying that I'm very, very talented. I'm like, I don't know if he really thinks that, but I'm like, it doesn't really bother me. I don't know. All right. So we're trying to go this direction now. We want to put the blue light like here on Wolverine's back. So we want to kind of like do yellow light up this way. Unfortunately, Shadowcat is kind of the opposite direction, so we're just going to kind of wing it. Try to leave her right side, our left, a little darker. There's plenty of colors that he didn't respond back about. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's also like, man, social media, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Like, people say and do things on social media that they don't normally do in real life, and it's like, it's just a weird thing. I don't know. I try to take it with a grain of salt. Like, I also feel like there's, you know, a certain amount of call-out culture on Twitter that like people get up in arms about, and I'm not saying that everything that gets called out is wrong. I'm saying that sometimes people want to be part of the pack so badly that like they want to call everything out. Hey, lay hands. So I don't know. It's like social media is its own weird little bubble. But everyone here, I'm not condemning social media. You probably should be on social media, especially if you're an aspiring artist, because it is the way people people interact. It's the way people, like, you know, make connections, and like it's the way that you are going to put your art out there. And if you're like, well, no one's going to follow me, I'm not going to, like, you can't have that mentality. You got to like jump in, because let me tell you, the surefire way for nobody to follow you or know who you are is to not jump in. I don't know what I did with this hand. We're just going to redo it. I'm trying to, like... I kind of fell into what Tom put down for the line art. Let's think about it. I actually think that since the hand is really close to the lightning, maybe we should just light the bottom of it. Yeah, I think this is fine. I also, when it comes to like Twitter drama and stuff like that, a lot of it can be very hateful, and so I try to avoid Twitter drama as much as possible. Like, I also, you don't see, this is something you don't see on the internet a lot, which I wish you would see more. Like, somebody being like, oh, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, my bad. Like, everybody, I feel like because it's the internet, everybody entrenches themselves, and then they're like immovable and arguing till they're blue in their face, and it's like, I don't know, this is weird. I just want to look at some cool art, please. Please. So I exported this video, or the previous video, to YouTube, but I have not made it public yet. And I was thinking about getting a nice like backlog of stuff ready, because you know, it would be nice to get like everything, get like something up a day. You like Instagram, but Twitter feels too toxic. Yeah, I get that. And you know, you got to do what you got to do. Like, if I'm like, hey, Twitter's fine, you should be on Twitter, and you're like, Twitter, like, for my own mental sanity, like, I can't handle Twitter, then like, you know, you got to do you. Don't do it for me, obviously. But if you could just go ahead and make like 3,000 dummy accounts and have them all follow me, that'd be great. That was a joke, guys. Don't actually do that. That'd be weird. Yeah, so my goal is to get content up on YouTube Monday to Friday, at least like something, like one thing, whether it is like a tiny lesson or a full video like you're watching now. Not that this is a video, this is live, I swear. For Twitch only, and only if you're watching right now in this moment and not watching the VOD, which I understand is also a moment that you're having. If you're watching this, look, the point is, I'm going to contact a Russian follow farm. There's, every once in a while, I'll be surfing around and I'll see a amateur comic artist, and they'll have like 20,000 followers or something, and all their tweets are like, hey, this is my art, and they like don't interact with anybody, and I'm like, this is shady as shit. Like, you definitely got a Russian follow farm. Don't do that. It looks weird. Like, I can tell immediately. 2 seconds of the world's worst detective on the case. Yeah, we're going to be world's worst detective when we start playing some Murder, She Wrote this weekend, by the way. Chat, I'm going to need your help because I'm going to be the world's worst detective. There's going to be murders happening basically 24/7 in that game, and we got to bust them all the murderers. All right. So let's add a shadow in. Are you guys ready for the dramatic unveiling? Maybe we should hide the. There you go. All right. All right, here it is. We're throwing the shadow in. Everybody ready? There he is. We did it. I feel like that was anticlimactic. So, okay. Here's something that goes on when you do something like this. And you put shadows down on like everything on the page. We used like cool dark gray to multiply down 70% like you just saw. It looks good in some places and bad in others. Like for example, skin tones looks kind of bad. Looks very like cold. Yeah, especially with this like yellow light source. So you can just like put a little red in it, lighten it up. The same thing with like all of Wolverine's brown. Like it's gotta get tweaked. Put a dark red there. We can put a little orange into his orange. Yeah. So here's something that's happening. Because blue is on the opposite end of the color wheel, and we're washing it with yellow, and we're trying to make it all warm. The blues are running a little gray, so we're just gonna put like a little bit more blue in. Kind of like pop that out just a little bit. Colossus is starting to look a little too gray. We're gonna add a bunch of highlights into his metal though, so like hopefully that'll look fine. But if it doesn't, you know, we'll be able to tweak it. We're gonna put in a little blue in the shadows here, because we want to make the white look different than the red. Yeah, now we're just kind of like going in and tweaking all the things that need to be like subtly tweaked. I think that the eyes, if they have no pupils, should probably be like pure white. Which no one has pupils. All right, so now we can kind of like start to put in. Well, let's put in our rim light, our blue secondary light source. Let's see if I can select all of Rogue's shadows. So the secondary light source should only really be in the shadows. You're super confused right now. Is that shadow on the light? Is coming from, are you doing a dual light source? I am doing a dual light source. So here's where it's going to start to like come together. We're going to do like a dual light source of the blue to kind of tie everybody in with Storm, which is important. So we're going to take like this blue and kind of like, you know, do like a rim lighting situation, but maybe we'll just lasso it in. Yeah, so we want to kind of fix all this. So yeah, so if you're watching this and you have a friend who's like watching me exclusively on YouTube, and you know that guy, and you're like, oh man, I know all the secrets. I know everything that's gonna happen for that on Nick's stream. I got all the spoilers. Whoa, whoa. Hello, hello. We're back. We're back. I don't know what happened there. I got all the spoilers for Nick's stream. I know everything that's gonna happen. You know, don't let them know. YouTube, you're plebs. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about nothing. You might as well unsubscribe on YouTube. Definitely unsubscribe on YouTube. That's what you should be doing. YouTube, please don't unsubscribe. I need this so bad. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge right now. YouTube, stay with me. All right. We've made our case against YouTube. The worst. The worst. All right, let's do this. Let's do this secondary light source. This stream. That joke works better if I have an additional camera 1 that is not flickering like crazy. Look, we're workshopping that joke. The second light source. I am doing Heroes this year. Yeah, I will be a Heroes. If the Rick and Morty hardcovers don't sell, I will bring them to Heroes. I'm hoping that they sell before then, though, because I don't want to lug them around. But I'm actually, in addition to Heroes, I have or Heroes and Mega. I'm doing Heroes, Mega, and Rose City Comic-Con at the end of the year. I'm going to be bringing... So we did with The Realm, which is a book that I work on with Jeremy Hahn and Seth Peck. We did a limited run hardcover for that run, and I got sent 3 of them, I think, maybe 4 out of 1,000. So there's only 1,000 of them floating out there. I'm actually going to be bringing 1 to each show, I think. I got to double check to make sure I got the stock, but I think I'm going to be bringing 1 to each show. The hardcover comes with the advantage, in addition to it being, you know, super rare. What volumes of Rick and Morty? Oh, I'm only bringing volume 1. I'm only in volume 1. Or book 1. It's a thick one. If you're talking hardcovers, I'm picking it up like I have a camera. What am I doing? Good Lord, this stream. Oh boy. Yeah. Camera 1, please. Volume 1 is what I'm bringing with me. I started. Oh, you just got that a few weeks back? Pick it up again. Return it. Resell it. I don't know, man. I'll sign it. Just bring your copy in and I'll sign it. I'll happily sign it. To eBay. Love, Nick. But yeah. Yeah, if you have any books that I've worked on, absolutely 100% bring them to cons. I love signing books, and I've worked in comics for like 15 years, doing about 4 to 5 books a month every month for that time. So chances are you have something that I've worked on. So yeah, bring it. I love signing books. And I'll happily sign everything for nothing. I had, when I first started doing cons again, after like a long hiatus, I had a guy come up to the table once that was like, "You're Nick Flaherty?" I was like, "Yeah." And he like rustles around in his short box that he had in a cart, and I was like, oh, he's probably got like a couple things. He took out like basically 7 or 8 years of comics, and like put it on the table. I was like, holy shit. Do I remember the first thing I ever signed at a show? Yeah, it was NYC Mech. It was the first book I worked on. I believe that's the first thing that I ever signed at a show. I don't remember who it was for or, any of the specific details. But if you have an NYC Mech out there that is signed by me, then potentially that is the first one that if you're at home right now and you're holding a signed NYC Mech copy, it's got my signature on it. Congratulations. That's the one. That's the first one that I signed. You did it. Yeah, that was like one of the first books I did. We ages ago put some of that into the Discord. I took some pictures because I don't have the digital files anymore. I threw it in the Discord, and I was like, look at me when I started, it was I don't know, it wasn't a disaster, but it was certainly better now. I hope I'm better now. It's been 15 years. I had a weird request on a book just recently in the last couple of years where someone was like, hey, I really liked that book that you did 2 years into your career. Could you do that on this book? And I was like, I don't even know how to wrap my mind around that. Yeah, it got worse. Yeah, when you go to a con, you travel light and usually only bring one thing to be signed. Yeah, this guy had to have been the guy who brought a cart up to me and gave me basically my every single thing I worked on for for 7 years or whatever. I think that dude must have been a local. He's making trips to the car and shit. But I signed all of them. I shot the shit with that guy. Yeah, he was very, very nice. I will happily sign anything you give me. Even if I didn't work on it, I'll sign it. What do you got in there? Paper girls? Give it to me. I'll sign. But yeah, traveling light for the con is definitely the way to go. At the cons, I'm going to be bringing basically any variants that I have on hand. I get a handful of Cave Carson variants, and I have a ton of Rick and Morty variants for Vindicators. If someone pulls out everything you should give them a hug. Yeah, I know. That person's keeping me in business. I don't get it when people are like, some creators are like, no, I only sign pick 3 things or whatever. I'm like, dude, they bought all that stuff, let them sign them all. It's not a big deal. I don't know. Some creators are kind of weirdos. We did this, but it should be blue. We're gonna be kind of mixing things here. Also, Nightwing's face should be more in shadow on this side, so we're gonna kind of do the blue stuff and then kind of put it more in shadow. I think what happened was I started talking to you guys and I started thinking about what I was talking and I forgot about the secondary light source. Yeah, you think it's more to do with eBay hounds than anything else? They still bought it, man. I'll sign it. If you bought it, I will sign it. That's how I feel like it should work. But I also am very disconnected from the secondary market of comics. I don't know how the seedy underbelly works. Thank you for buying OMAC. Yeah, Scott's a good dude. I liked working with Scott. Hopefully we'll work together again in the future. We did a lot of Deadpool stuff together. I don't actually... We're all over this Nightcrawler. We're gonna see how this works. I've only met Scott once. He's only been it was like Emerald City Comic Con 2 years ago, or I guess a year and like a month ago. But yeah, he's a good dude. You can tell that he like, from like the way he makes comics and like the kind of person that he is, you can tell that dude just like loves comics, which is great. I love when I can tell that a creator, like, the thing that bums me out most when meeting other creators is when they're like snooty about like, oh, I don't read comics, you know, like that whole thing. It clouds my judge. Like, and I get it, you know, you do what you gotta do, but it's like, dude, come on. Like, we're all here because we loved Wolverine at one point, right? I mean, right, guys? Even if his mask doesn't make any sense at all, we all loved it at one point. Darrow was maybe the coolest. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, I've cut deals with people at my table before too. If they were like, I want to get, you know, 6 things, but I only got money for 5 things. I'm like, here you go. You know, like, dude, I can tell you're just like super excited, and like I'm excited too. So yeah, so I'll have some Cave Carson variants and some or when other artists say they don't know any other comic artists. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. So yeah, I'll have Cave Carson variants, I'll have Realm variants, and I'll have Rick and Morty variants. I usually sell variants at a little higher price tag because they're, you know, rare and chase. And when that isn't to like you know, price you guys out or anything. It's like, because when I was selling them for cover, they would like, I'd have an empty table by like the end of the first day. Like, people would just come by and be like, oh, give me all of them, you know? So I had to up my prices just to like, you know, give everyone a chance who like really wants one to like come get one. So yeah, I sell those for all variants for 10. So if you're missing one, come by the table, pick it up, shoot the shit. I will sign it. I will doodle on it. I will vandalize the names of the other creators on it. I'm just kidding about that last one. Usually at the cons you sell variants for 20. Dang, am I underpricing still? Wow. This is the thing too, is like, I never know what to like price shit at. I don't know. I was doing prints for a while. I was printing them on like really nice archival paper. And they came like bagged, boarded, and protected. And they were limited, signed, and numbered. I was selling them for 20 a piece. You're from Silicon Valley, so stuff's expensive here. Yeah. You're in a entirely different world than we're in. And I was selling those for 20. And they gradually all sold out. So, but I've been wanting to do more prints. I just hadn't had the time to like, you know, actually like pick them out. You know, I'm trying to find time now to do t-shirt designs and apparently make 2 more emotes. Got to get them tiered subscribers. So right now I'm working on some Chrombopulus Michael, speaking of Rick and Morty. Working on it for the Rick and Morty Presents. I'm stoked on it. It's a pretty good comic. It's funny. If you guys haven't read any of the Rick and Morty comics, you should give them, and you're a fan of the series, you should give it a shot. All right, let's see how this blue rim light works. Fingers crossed. All right, this is a good starting point. How long have we been streaming? About an hour. This is a good starting point for the rendering. So let's fix some of the areas that need fixing. Yeah, get in there. Yeah, Nightcrawler's face is all jacked up. Let's fix that. Yeah, I think this is probably going to go into a third part as we start to do, like, you know, finer details on all of the characters. We're starting, like anything, we're starting to go far, like wide, and then narrow and narrow and narrow. So like we kind of like put all of the you know, shadows and highlights in, and then like narrow into like the nuances of like digital painting. Because like, and the reason this is because when I just go straight into painting, I always without fail get in the weeds and like lose my bearings and end up making more work for myself. So if you are finding that happens to you, try to stay general and then start working more specific, just like a drawing. I should add Peter in there. Wait, who's Peter? Is Peter an X-Men? Is that his code name? Peter? The Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Peter. I might enjoy that too much. I haven't seen the new Deadpool 2 trailer. I try to stay away from trailers these days because I feel like they give everything away. Like apparently a good Peter joke. All right. Let's figure out. So I kind of want to do some tweaks onto Shadowcat because her suit is actually blue. So the more blue we put on her, the more she's gonna like register in your mind as Shadowcat. So, and she's also actually like closest to the lightning. We could actually do this on Storm a little bit too. So we can kind of make her more blue. Let's like, I got caught up in the nuances. The Puff saga continues. Yep, Pop. We're still puffing. We're still puffing. God, I didn't even. How do we make this work? We blend it like crazy into the background. There we go. Now you can barely notice it. You're pretty stoked someone from the Mojoverse finally made the movies. Is that Domino? Because I'm stoked that Domino is in there. Is she considered from the Mojoverse? I have no idea. You know more than I do. Cross Contour. I am stoked for Domino to be on the big screen, because then I kind of feel like, oh, Shatterstar. I'm excited for Domino to be on the big screen because I feel like it leaves kind of the door open for Longshot to be on the big screen, which I really want in full mullet glory. I don't know if that'll happen, but I want it to happen. I'm trying to will it into existence. Alright, so we kind of added a ton more blue onto Shadowcat. We can do the same actually with Rogue, especially on this arm, like the top of it would all be lit. So we can kind of do that. We're going to add like some highlights into the blue too to like really pop it, but I think that is going to be, we're like still kind of like cleaning it up, but we're going to be probably cleaning it up until we're like done painting, really so and like right now, part of the reason why I'm using like, you know, the pencil tool is because I'm trying to keep it so that if I want to like tweak something, if I want to be like, oh, the skin tones like aren't really registering, I can like grab all the skin tone, like no problem. And we're not like getting fuzzy areas or like, yeah, the original long shot miniseries. Yeah. Mostly familiar with the cartoon. The old X-Men cartoon is where I fell in love with Longshot. I read the Longshot miniseries, but it was like forever ago. I wonder if I still have it, actually. I'm gonna have to check because it's due for a reread. I was like, yes, I've read it because I remember reading it, but I don't remember anything that happened in it. So I got to go back. Yeah, I remember picking it up, reading it, loving it. Man, this is what happens when you get old, by the way, is like things in media start to like blend together in some kind of like, you start to like lose stuff where you really only hold on to feelings of things rather than the actual thing itself. I don't know. All right. Or Adam should come back and do another miniseries. Yeah, you like the inclusion of Lockheed? Yeah, a little burst of color. Exactly. So, all right. What do we got going on here? Oh, we goofed this little part. Let's fix that. All right. Man, Nightcrawler, you're all over the place down here, but I kind of like it. All right, so the blue doesn't look that weird anymore, right? Like, I feel like by incorporating blue onto the characters in like a rim light situation, you think you should do more rendering on the smoke puff. Ziggy. Fake McCoy. Please. Please. One of the things that we're going to want to do is push back some of these blue highlights on Colossus because I want him the furthest back. Man, how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? We're picking up highlights like all over the place. We are eventually going to like really push Colossus back in space by trying to yeah, Nightcrawler looks really good. Yeah. It's because we're like kind of digital painting with like, here's a trick. I'll show you more simply because his feet are super complex. Well, let's finish the idea that we got going on with Colossus. I'm just adding a little bit of yellow in to his back highlight to kind of push him back a little bit more, match the space behind him, so he doesn't pop from it and kind of fades back. We're probably going to take like a color or something and you know, like really fade him back. This is like way too dramatic, but like something like that. And then, you know, obviously Rogue will be up front. This is super loose, but this is what I'm thinking. Like kind of like push him way back, because this is like kind of dusty down here and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna be doing something like that. So here's a little trick that I do on books all the time. When you have like multiple light sources, to save you time, we're going to all right, let's say you have oh Lord, Photoshop, work with me, thank you. Let's say you have, this guy is actually a cylinder, and you can't see the top or bottom or whatever, I don't know. So this is like actually a cylinder, and you want to put like a bunch of light sources on it. You know, like you want to make it look like a bottle or whatever. You put your shadows on it. So you would, where is my, there it is. You put your shadows on it. There you go. Your shadows are on. But you're like, okay, we're going to put highlights on it. If you overlap the highlights between the two parts, and this is what's happening on Nightcrawler's feet, and then you add a color and then set it to screen, it'll pick up pieces of both things. So you put down 2 colors, but really you get 1, 2, 3, 4 colors total. So it's a way to kind of like just kind of cheat the system a little bit. And you could do this like infinitely to like add as many different types of colors as you want. Like put a little red in there, screen it 50%, run it through. You know, like, so now we have like kind of like a I don't know, like a crazy bottle situation. And then if it gets too off the rails, you can be like, okay, we gotta ground it a little more. We'll put it green, and then like, okay, I'm gonna like grab just like this, and we put a grad through this and kind of like pop these a little more. You know, like you can kind of like start to really like tweak the rendering. This is kind of like a weird example because we're just like playing with swatches of color, but yeah, like you can kind of like end up with a very like rendered piece with very little work by like messing with like how the shapes kind of like work together, and messing with like transparencies and that kind of thing. And then you can kind of like, if you want to boost the core shadow again but still retain some of that complex color, you know, you could set it to multiply. So like this looks better than like, you know, your coworker's just talking to me, pretend you didn't say everything you said and start at the beginning. Oh my god. So like this looks, you know, more interesting than, and like I would have never, you know, picked this like weird gray red color in here. But it's not even red. It's like this gray blue green, but it's like more red than this blue green and this blue green. So it registers in your mind as red. But like I would have never picked this color for that section. But we've added like complex color down onto the piece by like blending colors that would not normally blend together and like that kind of thing. We've taken like a small idea and made it complex, you know? Yeah, now I'm just goofing around. Yeah, and that's what's going on in the legs here with Nightcrawler. So Nightcrawler we put down one highlight and we put down one shadow, and because we put the highlight over both the shadow part and the highlighted part, we're ending up with this like dark shadow, middle tone, high highlight, other middle tone. And so like that's a good way to put down like 2 cuts, 2 fills, and get 4 of something, you know? At any rate, I know this is like kind of a quick stream today, but this is kind of like all I wanted to cover today, and then we would get into smaller noodling and painting and stuff on the next stream. So we're kind of like, this is set up and ready to noodle, and maybe we'll start with Wolverine and the Smoke Puff and kind of try to like finish this off. I think maybe we'll finish it off in 2 streams. Depends on how much time we spend painting, basically, like between now and then, and how long the special effects take. Hopefully they won't take that long. The special effects seem like they're going to be pretty easy, except for masking out Colossus back here. But yeah, I think we're in like a good spot. We're going to be, so today's Friday. We're going to be doing some Curse of the Iron Chef, which is going to be me drawing. I'm not a professional artist as a drawer, not a professional line artist. So if you want to tune into that, by all means, it's probably going to be less informative and more just like chilling and panicking. And then we're also going to play some video games. And if you miss any of this stuff, it's going to be on demand on Twitch and eventually get ported over to YouTube. Eventually, I swear to God, YouTube, I swear to God, it's coming. All right? We're going to get there. Just be cool. All right? YouTube, be cool. Yeah. So don't look at me. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be doing all this stuff this weekend. Hopefully we'll figure out this thing. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like the lighting settings are like all over the place. We're going to figure all that out. Yeah. So, we're back in the regular streaming groove. After the weekend, if you just want, regular coloring streams, we are going to be back with this Tom Fowler piece, on, probably Tuesday. I think that's what's going on. Yeah. Tuesday. So I'll see you regulars on Tuesday, and for you courageous people who want to see me work like be ridiculous on the weekends, I'll see you on the weekends. Anyway, everyone, green screen aside, keep making comics.